So I want first of all to talk to you a little bit about what we do, because I think sometimes people get to know only a bit of what we do and what is seen, but before there is a lot of other stuff going on in our agencies. So we are talking about the sector of marketing communication. It's all about brands, and it's all about the lives of brands. A brand can be a consumer brand, let's say Chanticleer. It can be a corporate brand, like a group, Ciel Group or Food and Oil Group. And it can be a service brand like Air Mauritius or MCB. I'll take the storyline of a consumer brand, so it's maybe easier to understand. Let's take Chanticleer. So first of all, there is a work about the brand positioning that has to be done. Brand positioning is about looking at the market, looking at the consumers, but looking at the consumers is not about looking at the statistics of consumers. Looking at the consumers is about looking at the guts of the consumers, about their lives, their dreams, what they are looking for, what are their needs. Once we've got that, you've got everything to create a brand and to position it on the market. This is the first part. And only then you can go to the next step, which is actually the brand creation. And the brand creation is like making a little baby. You have to give him a name. And you have to give him a name that reflects what the brand is and what the brand wants to be. So let's say Chanticleer. And then you have to give him a look and feel. What will the brand look like? So the next step is actually the creation of its identity. So its logo, its logotype, or its brand identity. So you can imagine Chanticleer with this little chicken in the middle and the stripes. You all have those images in mind. Doing a little bit of advertising for Cedric. And once we've got there, we need to create the product. So we go through the packaging design, what the product will look like, how the different products of the range will look like. And then we have to make it famous. And the way we make it famous is by creating advertising and communication tools, typically a TV ad or a print campaign in the newspaper, a billboard, a radio spot. And today, of course, the brand doesn't only live in those traditional media, they also live online. They live on Facebook, so we have to create a conversation with the consumers talking about the brand. And for corporate brands, they do need some other type of communication tools, brochures, annual reports, websites, of course. Just some figures that give a sense of how important this sector is getting. In 2014, there was 400,000 ads aired during the year. 400,000 single ads on TV, billboards, press, etc. And this doesn't count everything happening on the digital side, on the web, only on the traditional media. 400,000 ads. So what are the people behind those brands? What is the organization? So first of all, from the client's perspective, all the marketing teams, the communication teams, and everything happening inside the agencies, people doing market researchers, feeding us with surveys about consumer habits, about the market, and then strategic planners, all the creative department, the most sexiest part of our job actually. What makes people want to do this job, I think, is the creative department. Art directors, graphic designers, copywriters. There is also the media department responsible to buy and to to choose in what media our ad should be aired. Community managers today making the brands living on the social in the social media, web developers, event coordinators, etc. So what did change during the last years and what is constantly changing? There was a tendency before to have very specialized agencies, one doing the brand, one doing the packaging, another doing the advertising, someone else dealing with the website. Today everything is changing and agencies are getting integrated. What does that mean for you graduating? It means that you have to be wide open to the world, to the people, to the different channels of communication. You can't be just focused. And the agencies are really changing the way we are hiring people. We are looking for people who understand that the world has changed and people who understand that a brand doesn't live only in specific places but lives in our lives, actually, in our homes. And our lives and our homes, it's not only a newspaper, it's also the web, it's an iPad, it's everywhere. And it's most importantly the way we interact between ourselves, the way we talk about those brands. So what does it mean to you graduating, maybe some graduating in graphic design or in marketing? A graphic designer can't just now work on a brand identity or a logo. He has to work on a website. An art director who used to do concepts for a TV ad has to think about interactive ideas that will live on the web, or about an event that is going to happen. What is the event going to look like? So it's really about getting our eyes wide open. And I want to end with, for me, the most important thing. Yes, the jobs are changing. Of course, we are getting more into digital, more into the web. But the main thing and the main reason why of this job didn't change, it's all about getting great ideas. The only thing changing are the tools. But the most important thing is getting ideas and getting relevant ideas that speak to the heart of the people. Just an example, we've just starting to work on Pepsi brand. And on the Facebook page of Pepsi, for years there was those ads coming from international ads with Britney Spears and all those famous stars. We've just launched a 100% local advertising campaign that you may have seen, which is montochio. A lot of people don't like, but a lot of people do like. At least the brand has point of view now. And the moment we released this ad on the Facebook page of Pepsi, Pepsi was again in the mouth of the Mauritians. So the connection with the Creole, with showing Mauritian people, is much stronger than Britney Spears. Isn't that great? Britney Spears, and I really enjoyed what all of us have said today is about the attitude. Attitude is everything. I prefer to have someone at the agency who really wants to get there, who really try harder than someone who is really talented but has a crap attitude. Attitude is everything. Curiousness is everything. Open-mindedness is everything. Loving the people, interacting, giving and taking, of course, but giving. The more you give, the more you receive. This is so simple, but it's so true. And to illustrate this, I will take an ad. Like 20 years ago, the famous brand Avis, the car voiture, was second in the United States. So they were number 2. So it's not great to be number 2. But they took this this reality that they were not the leader, and they created an ad with a tagline which was "We try harder." Because we are number two, we can't allow ourselves to have dirty cars because we are number two. And they created their whole campaign about "We try harder," and I think it was a good example because I think the one who succeed, not only in advertising but in all the sectors, are those who try harder. So don't be afraid of giving more. And a little bit, I want to discourage you a little bit now. I've talked about all great things, but don't get into this industry, specifically of communication, if you are not ready to work like, not hard, but really hard. Don't get in there if you don't want to be the best. At least want to be the best. We cannot be always the best, but this attitude of striving to get there make the difference. And when you are in front of an employee, or when you will be employed and when you will be in front of a client, those things can be felt. You can feel how hard someone wants to get this job, or how passionate someone is. And once you've seen this in the eyes of someone and in his attitude, all the diplomas, everything, it just flips away. You choose the persons that has those little sparkle in the eye, this enthusiasm and this flame. You don't choose people on diplomas. And very often we come to choose people with this rather than a higher note or a better diploma. We choose people, we don't choose papers and diplomas. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Thanks.